My name is Mel Clark and I work for the community bus. We run a converted double-decker play bus and we go to areas that have little community provision. We park up and people come on and play. During term time we run sessions for families with preschool children, and during the school holidays we do play schemes for children aged 5 to 12 years. The kids love coming to play schemes. They love meeting up with their friends and making new friends and getting ideas for things to do during, especially the summer holidays tend to be very long and they get very bored. So it's a great focus in the villages that we take the play bus to. They love all the different activities that we offer. It's completely child-led, freely chosen activities, and there's always lots of different things to do. We needed some money. We had a plan to do some play schemes in the area the big local trust is responsible for. We had a plan to do some holiday play schemes and we needed some more funding. We needed the extra funding to employ staff. If we had the right number of staff, there wouldn't be a limit on the number of children that could be involved. Last year was the first opportunity for us to get some money from the big local. We did it via the Dragon's Den, where we had to do a 30-second pitch, and in a limited amount of time we had to say what we wanted the money for, and there was an upper limit £500, but we only needed 400. I really enjoyed the Dragon's Den event. It was great fun. It was really interesting listening to all the pitches for the local projects. It sounds as if there was so much going on in Radstock and Westfield, and we were really pleased to be part of it.
I'm Caroline Green and I'm involved programming community events at the Victoria Hall in Radstock, and the project we got funding for was a Hang It project with local schools. Well, the Hang It project was a way of bringing school children and their families into the Victoria Hall. We're a new venue, or we were when we launched this project, so we wanted to make the local community aware of what was going on by involving them in the things that were happening here. So we started talking to local schools about how to do that and came up with the idea of Hang It, working with St Nicholas School and St Mary's Ridlington, and then later Welton Primary School joined on. We got the schools working with some of our exhibiting artists. We've got a gallery here and we feature local artists. So we had Catherine Beale, who's a watercolour artist, and Keith Wisby, who's a digital photographer, and they went into schools and did workshops and explained the techniques of watercolour and photography to the children, and then the children created their own exhibition and hung it in the gallery in July and invited their friends and families along, which was great. It worked really, really well. We were delighted. I think if you've got a project that you believe in, it's just important to go, whether you've used to public speaking or not, just go along, be passionate about your project, and I think then you'll be successful. I think the children who took part in schools, for them it was a very different experience from what they normally do within school. They got an opportunity to work with real professional artists, to do techniques that are a bit different from what they generally do in the classroom, and then they had the opportunity to hang their work in a proper gallery. Part of the money was spent on frames so the children's work looked professional. We've got a great hanging system here with spotlights, so it all looked brilliant. And they came down and found out how to be a curator, how you choose how to hang your work so it looks best. They got advice from the artists, so I think it was a very different experience for them. And then they found out what goes on here in the Arts Centre about the family films we've got going in the theatre and other opportunities. So yeah, I think it was really valuable for everybody involved. It worked really well for us, and we've got a number of sort of projects and pieces of equipment and things we want, so I'm sure we'll be coming back and asking for more.